And instead, they're just Will Levis judgment from being 0-3. So I did say this. I did find myself watching Jaden Daniels, who was not just good against a desperate Cincinnati team. It was literally like they haven't punted or had a turnover in multiple weeks. That never happened even with Brady. And it does feel a little, Danny, a little like last year with C.J. Stroud about 3 to 4 games in with Bryce Young, where you're like, yeah, this isn't close. The 2's way better than the 1. So that's the truth so far. Has that even entered? Have you even considered that for a moment, or is it going to get better for Caleb?
It already has gotten better for Caleb. I mean, in game 1, he didn't even throw for 100 yards. And then in game 2 on Sunday Night Football, it's 170-something yards, and he rushes for 44, and he makes more plays from the pocket, and they're down a score late in the fourth quarter against the Texans. And then last week, some of it was in garbage time, and some of it's a Hail Mary at the end of the first half, but it's 360 passing yards and a couple of scores. So it's 3 games. Washington fans have seen RG3 look amazing as a rookie and then not. Yeah. Mitch Trubisky had a 6-touchdown game. So let's just pump the brakes here. Caleb Williams is going to be fine. I have no buyer's remorse yet.
Well, that's all I'm asking. I'm not saying it's a lemon. I just said broke down in the freeway.
I don't like your tone. I don't like Carton's tone. I don't like Schlereth's tone on Breakfast Ball. They're all taking a little too much joy at the like. Oh, have you seen Justin Fields? He's undefeated. You wish he was still the Bears quarterback? No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm fine. It's gonna be fine.
But I will say this, because I was never a fan of Justin Fields, and you got a lot of crap for bailing on him much earlier than the rest of the Chicago media. I will say this: structure matters. Pittsburgh's got better structure than Chicago. And the fact that he's completing 73% of his throws, you watch him play, he's seeing the field. Like, you're a little surprised how effective he's been just in the efficiency department, are you not?
This is a product of coaching, and Pittsburgh deserves a ton of credit. Arthur Smith deserves a ton of credit, and Justin Fields deserves a ton of credit. They have done in Pittsburgh in 1 year, through 3 games, what Luke Getsy and Matt Nagy were not able to do for Justin Fields in 3 years, which is he fumbled the ball way too much and he took way too many sacks. Yeah. His turnovers are down, his sack numbers are way down, and the efficiency is way up. So Justin Fields deserves credit, but let's not kid ourselves. Pittsburgh is undefeated because their defense is allowing 9 points per game.
Okay. So I don't want to get too lost in Justin Fields, but I wanted to linger on that clip for just an extra second, just because, of course, the Chicago Bears had Justin Fields, of course. So now, this is one of the videos that I'm going to do where I'm really trying to talk directly to Chicago Bears fans rather than just share my opinion, go on a whole long take of what I think I'm seeing versus what I'm not seeing, etc., etc. I've already talked a lot about Caleb Williams, of course, week to week to week. I've painted a lot of positives that I'm seeing, and I've mentioned that I think that I see Caleb improving. It's not the start that I initially thought, but I've defended it. I defended some of the issues that he's having. I've talked about coaching, the run game, O-line. Caleb himself, right, because he also deserves some responsibility, some blame for the slower start. But this is where I'm trying to get a better finger on the pulse, right? Like I take pride in reading the comments and really trying to understand what fans are thinking, and really the fans and the people who are watching this channel, right? Who are watching these shows, because that's who I'm interacting with, right? I want, when I say, oh, this is what the fans are thinking, this is what the fans are saying, I want it to be the people who are actually watching this, right? The people who are actually like, yeah, I'm the fan, I'm that person, right? Like, to me, it builds a more connected experience, a more connected community. So that's why I'm really just curious, like, where do you stand right now on Caleb Williams, right? Where do you think this is all going to? Are you happy? Do you think, yes, little by little improving? Are you upset because you thought that he would be better sooner? Are you just, trying to express, no, we need more patience? Do you no longer have a strong belief in the coaching staff, whether Shane Waldron or, anyone else that may be involved? Where do you want to go from here? Because you see Justin Fields obviously struggle for years in Chicago and then go to Pittsburgh and really look better instantly. Now, I agree with what Danny was saying, right? Like, they're undefeated because of that defense and whatnot, but Justin Fields has looked significantly better. That's not to say that that offense is rolling right now, and Justin Fields is throwing for 350 yards every single game and 3 touchdowns, but it's just still done in a way that they structured that the offense can still win, that they can still be productive, right? Not to mention, if the defense was giving up more points, then they would probably ask Justin Fields to do a little bit more, but they know this is a defensive-led team, so that is their identity, and that is how now the offense is being run. It's being run with the idea of, yeah, the defense is going to be running the show, but that was not unlike what was happening in Chicago for a lot of it as well, right? Having a stronger defense, and yet it was still all over the place. They still were not able to lead the team in a way that was conducive to consistently winning or just improving and developing Justin Fields from season to season. So when you see some of these things, do you start to lose faith in the fact that they'll be able to develop Caleb Williams, right? When you see Jaden Daniels being developed and seeing the levels of success that he's had with the Washington Commanders, do you start to be like, okay, I believe in Caleb. He's showing me enough, but I do not have trust in the coaching staff. They need to do something immediately. They need to make moves, etc., etc. Because one minute everybody was praising the GM for being a magician for everything that he's done for Chicago, and now the next minute I'm reading the comments of people saying he needs to be fired. This is awful. What team did he put together, right? And it's just these swings where people are either really high on what's happening or just insanely low on what's happening with the Chicago Bears. And so, that's why I really want to try to just take a moment and be like, okay, I obviously know the opinions of Danny, of Colin, of Nick, of Brew, of Greg, of Dan Orlovsky, everyone else out there. I've been sharing my opinion like as openly and honestly as I can, but I'm curious because I feel like when you have all these opinions kind of going all over the place, I really wanted to just be like fans, people, Chicago Bears fans, Caleb fans, general fans who just are watching the Chicago Bears, like, what are you thinking? What are you actually seeing right now, right? In 5 weeks, are you expecting Caleb Williams to be for real because he does keep getting better and better and better? Are you concerned about the offense? Are you concerned about the coaching staff? Are you concerned about just Caleb Williams in general because you don't think he's actually good enough? Like, that's what I'm really trying to get to the bottom of right now. Because it just seems like I'm getting a lot of mixed comments, and it's hard because so many people want to see Caleb Williams fail. So again, as soon as he had a rough start, it was just immediately like, he's bad, ha ha ha, he's a bust. And so I'm trying to filter through that and work through all that to try to figure out, like, how are Chicago Bears fans feeling right now, right? How are Caleb Williams fans feeling right now? Like, what is the actual felt experience of that fan base? So let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.